Cobra and the Wizards are back. It's about to get crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious.
Welcome everyone to NBA basketball on 2K Sports. Joined by Hall of Famer Grant Hill, NBA champion Steve Smith, and our reporter Allie LaForce. This is Brian Anderson. Okay, a chance to look at some numbers for him.
He's been really dialed in from deep during these last 5 games. Looking assertive and in control every time he rises up to shoot from beyond the three-point line. And it's been fun to watch.
Now Washington with the ball. Outside Johnson. Capella, screen on Thompson. Here's Johnson. And that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw.
So coming from a Lakers fan, I didn't know too much about Andrew Nembhard, even though I traded for him. But I'm really glad I traded for him, bro, because he is really consistent and he's good at defense. Sheesh!
And that concludes the first quarter of play. It's the Wizards leading by 4. Don't go away. We'll be back momentarily.
The Wizards, 22.
I don't like underestimating opponents, so I don't necessarily think that we can just win this willy-nilly because we are who we are. Paul George and Andrew Nembhard and Tyus Jones are going to have to still play well no matter if it's a tanking team or not, just because, I don't know, the Blazers aren't necessarily that bad. They're just... I would say they're closer to just a bunch of like 80s than having 90s on the team, 85, blah, blah, blah. It's like everyone's pretty much from 79 to like 85. Really. That's pretty much the whole team. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the greatest. Jeez, but that was close to being the greatest. If that happened in the 90s, that would have been one of those, you know what I'm saying, things that you see like defines the 90s, like the Michael Jordan switch layup and shit like that, because that shit was kind of nuts. Let's go.
Halftime show coming at you. Paul George has been electric here so far.
I mean, this is how you want to start the game, attacking most every time he touches the ball. And he's got the receipts, Shaq.
Listen, high point tonight. So far, putting in the work.
And looking at the players of the month, here are the winners from each conference. Looking at the Eastern Conference, Tyrese Halliburton.
How about Halliburton? Overlooked a little early on in his career, but once people saw more of him, they began to see the upside.
He has a positive effect in so many areas of the game. Well-deserved recognition here.
Hey, I'm not even gonna hold y'all, bro. I've given up on getting player of the month. That's just too hard, bro. It's too difficult. I can't, not I can't, but like, you know how hard it is to average a double-double? Like, I could put the difficulty like easier, and you know I'll do some shit like that on my player just because, you know, I don't give a fuck. Nobody's watching that shit. You know, I'll put that shit on pro. I don't give a fuck. I get a triple double with 50 points. But this is different. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is actually, you know, difficult. It has a little bit of realism to it. Not necessarily the my player shit. There's a lot of my player shit that you can't fix, especially in game. And there's some stuff that you can. They did, I would say they did fix some things that you couldn't fix from previous years, like the minutes. and the rotation, because that shit, that really put me off my player for a long time when you couldn't. I mean, minutes is one thing, but just the rotation of people, and I don't know. It was just the algorithm wasn't algorithm. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little bit better this time. But I'm saying all that to say that's pretty much my world. The world that I would like to share is a little bit more realistic and difficult. So that's what you guys see. So I'm saying all that to say, because it's that way, it's a little bit harder to get these 50-point triple doubles. Whole time Nikola Jokic is getting them. He's getting them, but man, you see it, bro. You see what's going on. Like, 50-point triple doubles is going to be tough. I'm trying to average 30, and that's hard enough within itself. Oh yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go.
Scoring well this.
Sharp grabs the miss. Sharp's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Fires from deep. He drops it from range. And it's now only a 1-point Washington lead.
Got to get out on Sharp. He can definitely do damage from outside the arc.
The third quarter comes to a close. It's the Wizards up by 4. After a quick break, we're coming right back with the start of the fourth quarter.
Even though we're up double digits right now, it was not easy. All right. It was just us executing, not that many mistakes going on, and us just doing what we have to do. We're up double digits, 2 minutes left. This is what we expected, but you can't expect it if you're not going to work for that shit. You see the defense right there. We got the fast breaks going. Come on, man. This is real.
And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. Boy, a nice win on the road. By the time this one was winding down, this building was stone cold silent.
And that's exactly what you got to do. You have to try to take the crowd out of it.
All right, let's send it down to Allie LaForce, who's with our player of the game.
PG, you just looked confident out there. How were you able to be so effective offensively?
I just kept moving. You know, within our offense, you know, the key is to move. You know, my teammates do a great job of setting screens and getting me open. You know, I just got to, you know, stay within offense.
You have to make that defense work. Wear them out. Thanks, PG.
Thanks, Allie. Interview once again. And wrap it up, folks. So for Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, and Steve Smith, I'm Brian Anderson, thanking everyone for watching tonight's game. And now we present the New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
Sore Thompson getting that All-Star Weekend bump. I think he realizes his potential fully now that he's been with all the other stars of the league. Love it when Paul George steps up. It just makes my life that much easier. 1 turnover from both of us. Andrew, 3rd leading scorer. Like, bro, you gotta love it. You really have to love this shit.
Mark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. DA will join us tonight on the sideline. And how about we check the numbers for LaMelo Ball?
And his three-point shooting has gotten a lot better over his last 10 games. He looks so much more comfortable from beyond. There's no doubt he's got the green light to let it fly whenever the shot's there for him.
And a look at the starters for the Hornets. They've got Levine. He's out there with Ball. Miller is out there with Williams. And it's Czar in at the 4 spot. And for the Wizards, Avdia out there with George. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Clint Capella. And it's Nembhard in at the shooting guard. Well, here we are, Clark. This is game 2 of a back-to-back for these guys, so should we expect lower energy out there?
I certainly am not counting on that. I mean, these guys are in tremendous physical condition. They can handle a quick turnaround. That's part of what they get paid to do.
So the Hornets win the tip. Ball surveying the defense. Fires the 3. That one's in, his first shot this game.
But as y'all can see from that intro, that's what I mean when I say I've just given up on the Player of the Month MVP type awards, because there's no way, bro. Me and Melo are averaging the same amount of points, and I only average 1 more rebound than him. So what's the difference between me and him? Let me tell you. I average 5 assists. He averages fucking 9.4, bro. How do you average 9.4? I want to do that next season. I want to end up just doing that, period. Now, I've done it on the all-time league, I think season 1 with the Truckers, but I don't even think I could do that on the next one, in season 2 of the all-time league. And I don't think I've done it in any of the Rockets rebuilds. It's just, I don't know what it is, bro. I feel like it's just difficult to score a lot of points, get a good amount of rebounds and assists. Maybe it's the type of team, because I feel like I would probably actually have these type of numbers if my team sucked. If I was just the only one doing anything, getting rebounds, assists, and all the other shit, I feel like maybe my stats would be a little bit better. But I don't want my team to suck. I want to be able to rely on Andrew Nembhard to get 15 a game. I want to be able to feel like we're damn near unstoppable when Clint Capella's doing his defensive thing and Paul George has 20 plus points and he's just feeling good that day. Like, whenever Paul George is feeling good, we're 9 times out of 10 we're gonna win. 9 times out of 10.
Charlotte leading by 4.
I can't see us losing when Paul George is contributing a good amount of points and possibly rebounds, because we do put them on other teams' forwards, kind of, you know, like we're putting them on Brandon Miller, like straight up. And Brandon Miller's not going to drop 40. He's not. But this team is kind of dangerous, though, because they're still down at the half. So they do have a crazy starting 5 that I don't know. I don't know, bro.
Set it up with the fake, but it's offline.
Good to have you with us. With the season in its latter portion, let's look at the Eastern Conference playoff race.
You take a look at the Hornets. They're playing up to expectations. Maybe they like to be doing more than that, but I think they're ready to make some noise in the playoffs. That's when you turn up.
And guys, let's take a look at the Wizards in that first half. Neither side able to build a significant lead through 2.
Their defense has been soft. SOF, capital T. I'm not talking 1 ply, 2 ply, 3 ply. I'm talking 8 ply, extra strength, SOF, capital T.
I think I know what you mean. Well, I'm never really sure.
Oof, no.
I really don't know what to make of this team because they're so talented on paper, and we beat them before, so we know kind of how to beat them, and we play them a lot because they're in our division, so it's not like they're a West team. We play once or twice. Like, we're going to see the Hornets a whole lot more, especially if we get to the playoffs and they end up in the playoffs. Like, who knows when we're going to see them, if we see them, you know what I mean? But on paper, this team is actually better than us. On paper. They can't necessarily execute it. I don't know what the issue is, per se, to why they're not top 3 in the East. But
And so it's Johnson
Just on
who brings
paper,
the
bro.
ball
They're
up for the Wizards.
pretty talented.
They trail by 1. Drills the three-pointer. Johnson's got 13.
You just gotta let yourself know the real.
Here's Micic. Offensive rebound. Vanderbilt. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket. Vanderbilt's got 14.
The tenacity on the interior, just battling, bringing that effort and will for second chance points.
Tie game in Washington. And we're coming right back after this break to get the fourth quarter underway.
All right, put your fours up. Put the fours up. It's time for the fourth. Nah, you're seeing a lot of this game because this game is pretty intense, man. This one is for the books. You feel me?
In the corner, George with it.
Even though we're gonna play them again, even though this is just a random game in the middle of the season, this is actually gonna define
And he's now got the double
our season.
11 points and 11 rebounds.
Not all the way, of course, because like what? But at the same time, yeah, this is like how this is gonna end is how we're gonna see our resilience play and how we handle pushback from talented teams. And the Hornets too. It's the same thing for them. So
They set the pick. Lets it go from
yeah,
deep.
super interesting game. If this was on League Pass, this would be like the #1 League Pass game of the day. Just because the implications of the playoffs, the rivalry of the proximity of it, like Washington, D.C. compared to the Carolinas. The only thing between those two is the state of Virginia, which I would say is a good 5 hours, maybe, to drive through from the top to the bottom.
Impressive. Wow. Wizards leading by 4.
But if you're on a plane, then that's like 2 hours tops, maybe not even that. Like from DC to North Carolina is like that shit could be like 45 minutes. Like, it's really not that far.
Misses the 3.
Especially to Charlotte. Charlotte's really not that deep in North Carolina. It's not like close to South Carolina or some shit.
Levine banked in off the glass. Now just a
All right,
2-point
so
Washington lead.
111 to 109. It's about to get real crazy. You gotta give me the ball for this one just because it's such a clutch time. Listen, I haven't hit as many buzzer beaters as Gabby, but I feel like I still have to be in the running for clutch player of the year, bruh. Come on. Come on. What we doing? Melo can't jump with me. Melo cannot jump with me. And I'm wearing the February shoes. You know what it is. You see the goals, bro. This is perfect, bro. If we can just get that last stop. Damn, Zach. Sheesh, call that TO, bro. Because what?
There's 48 seconds left in the fourth.
All right. I still feel like we have to score, even though
with a screen
we're going to have to score. Ooh, Melo thought it was. Melo thought it was. No, sir. I'm not going to take that shot right now.
Tipped away. Taken away by
This isn't a done deal yet.
Oh, my gosh, bro. Oh, my gosh. I sound like Coach 30 right now. Oh, my gosh.
The pass to Levine. Can't get the 3 to fall.
I just wasn't ready for the moment. Fumbled the moment. Here we go. Clutch player of the year. Clutch player of the year.
Into overtime. They'll be back shortly, live from Washington.
usually in OT, that's when I kind of get the heart rate going back down from the end of the fourth quarter, get back into trying to execute, and usually not try to win on the buzzer beater in overtime, but execute enough to where, you know, we win the game by like maybe 6-7 points because we did what we needed to do within 3.5 minutes out of 5. Because in the beginning, you're going to have that neck and neck. I'm not really sure what to call it, but it's just going to be more neck and neck within the first 1.5 to 2 minutes of the overtime period, just because I'm not really sure why, to be honest with you. It's just more of a first quarter feel out a little bit, but then as you get further into the quarter, because it's only 5 minutes, you start to get a little bit more intense. Like right now, they're calling timeout just so they can keep executing. And yeah, it's they got Mark Williams in there, and he's basically Clint Capella. This is a really good matchup between not just like them being talented, but just our rosters itself. Like Mark Williams versus Clint, Marvin Bagley versus Sarr, George versus Miller, me versus Melo. Like, that's not a bad. I like that. You see what I'm saying? Like, if Clint is doing his thing, Paul George is shooting his shots and making them, and I'm just in the game, we have a really good chance of winning the game. The only scary people that I see are out west. I'm not scared of nobody in this.
Sure, they would have liked to foul someone different.
They didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Those are critical foul shots. Love to see him knock them down there.
The three. Charlotte no good that time either.
You know, this overtime has been somewhat lackluster, mainly because both teams are clearly fatigued.
And so Washington takes the win. They had to scrape and claw to push it to overtime, but they really came on in the extra period.
What a ride. I mean, I thought it might end in regulation, but you know what? They came through big and did exactly what was necessary once we got into OT.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Area of emphasis coming into the game tonight?
I mean, we knew this is a team that you can't, take for granted. They play hard. So we had to, step it up, execute offensively, and, stop them from scoring.
Definitely the fundamentals, but those are the most important things. Thanks, Paul. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you for that, David. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. As New Balance presents our player of the game, Clint Capella.
Melo and Levine dropped 30 apiece. Damn. Jared Vanderbilt actually stepping up. 14 points in 15 minutes is kind of nuts. I got my little 30 piece, you feel me? 9 assists, 6 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? This is what I want to average this stat line right here. But we had to go all the way into overtime. Paul George has 7 assists. That's very underrated.
Hello out there, and get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With our analysts Brent Barry and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson, along with reporter Allie LaForce. And a chance now to take a look at some numbers for Talen Horton-Tucker.
And a stat to focus on is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been working on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot better on D.
And the starting lineup for the Magic. Ben Carroll plays the 4 with Carter Jr. at center. Jordan Poole out there with Suggs. And it's Horton-Tucker in at the small forward position. And for the Wizards, we've got George, Clint Capella out there with Marvin Bagley. Then there's Johnson, and it's Nembhard in at the shooting guard position. Well, Grant, the playoffs are on the horizon. We're almost there.
I can't really tell if this is a case of opportunity for Talen Horton-Tucker. Just because I've never believed in Cuz, bro. I'm sorry. Like I say, I'm a Lakers fan, so I know about him, man. I know what he's about. I've seen him. I've never believed the hype. I've never seen the potential. I didn't even see the potential. Not even the hype, the potential in it. Like, he just seemed like a regular ass bench player to me. But opportunity, I guess. You get rid of DeMar DeRozan. You got Jordan Poole. All of a sudden, the spacing is different. No Franz Wagner. I don't know, man. This is a whole different Orlando Magic team after they kind of cleared out the area a little bit. The whole offense is less congested.
At the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Magic out in front, up by 2. Quarter number 2 coming up right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
Now, the Magic actual contenders, that remains to be seen. I truly don't believe in the team that's going to be not led, because Paolo's obviously on the team, but somewhat kind of, because he's averaging like 18 a game, bro. They're kind of being led by Taylor Tucker right now. I just can't trust a team led by Taylor Tucker. What? No. At the same time, they could end up playing at a contention level and still not make the playoffs because of the record. At the same time, if they do make the playoffs, I would say Taylor Tucker would probably be a very vital reason as to why they overcame such a terrible first half of the season record. Like, I'm talking bottom of the barrel of the East. Not of the league, but of the East at least. And I don't know, they've been kind of catching win after win after win. Low key. Oh my God. Alright, y'all didn't see that. That right there did not exist. Just wipe that from your memory. Clean. Just whoop. That never happened. That shit makes me like, you see what I'm saying? I gotta get my revenge now.
Hey there and welcome. It's getting hot in here and the postseason hunt is getting even hotter. Never a better time for a look at the league power rankings.
Right now for Washington, scaling the heights of our rankings, they sit atop their division, man. Shaq, tell us how they're doing it.
Division with the calculator, I guess. Why do you ask me those questions?
Oh, my goodness.
And moving right along, things are neck and neck for the Washington Wizards right now.
Well, if I'm looking at what they did well, first thing comes to mind is rebounding. A lot of hustle points off extra possessions, and most of the time they limit their opponent to one shot.
Yeah, good hard work on the glass, keeping them in the game.
Wizards out in front. They lead by a bucket. After a quick break, we're coming right back with the start of the fourth quarter.
16-9.
So we got another close one. Like I say, I don't want to underestimate any opponents. Never really know how things are going to go, so I just want to execute every single game. At the same time, there's a lot of defense happening in this game. As y'all can tell, there's 9 minutes into the fourth and we only have 76 points, but so do they. So this is really a defensive. Oh my God. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. But nah, this is really a defensive game for real. Despite that offensive burst that you just seen right there. Nah. Nope. This is a defensive game, and there's a lot of defensive stops going on in this game. But we can do that. Again, this is one of those defining things. Oh my God, Paul. But this is one of those defining things of you have a different team like the Hornets, a lot of offense, 2 30-point scores. You know, I try to do a little clutch player of the year, miss. So we go into overtime, and then we gotta, you know, execute in overtime. That's a whole different lesson than what we got here. This is like the team that sacrificed their entire offense to have the illest defense of all time. And this is like the Pistons, the 88-89 Pistons without Isaiah Thomas. And I guess Bill Laimbeer on steroids would be Paolo. But yeah. Yeah, man. Steroids and something else. Maybe like HGH or something. I don't know. Steroids and like a perk. He's loose. Anyway. This team is like just hella. And you know it's funny. They could have a lot more offense if Jordan Poole wasn't such a clown. Bro, there was a clip I seen of Jordan Poole. He crossed Peyton Pritchard up. He plays for the Celtics. He crossed Peyton Pritchard up, and he damn near fell. Like he stumbled. He was touching the hardwood. And Jordan Poole stopped at the 3-point line, looked at him, and pointed at him. And was about to shoot, but the defense recovered. I'm like, bro, if you don't get your fake ass James Harden, like, bro, all you had to do was make him fall, look at him, shoot it, and once you make it, then point at him. Or point at him when the ball's in the air. Like, are you not? The only reason James Harden was able to do that is because the team ISO'd away. You were doing that in a play. You weren't even expecting to do that. It was almost like in a fake transition. But like, come on, bro. Yo, by the way, I seen a college women's player do that move against somebody in real life, bro. That shit looks so tough when she did it too. That shit looks so tough when people do that shit, bruh.
Carter, good.
A defensive lapse. Can't give him that kind of position.
Yeah, how do you let him get a lounge chair down there and be comfortable in the paint like that?
Now here's Johnson. So we see the Wizards get the win here. Even early on in this game, they appeared happy to be playing at home.
And it makes a huge difference. Once they started to get into a groove, you never really felt like they wouldn't come out on top.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. Alongside Brent Barry, Grant Hill, and Allie LaForce, this is Brian Anderson with our entire 2K crew thanking you for watching. Now our New Balance Player of the Game.
All right, so Jordan Poole wanted to shut me up this time, but we got the dub, so I really don't care that you got 30 points, bruh. I don't even see Paolo. Paolo got guarded by Clint Capella, and Clint shut his ass down. 30, 12, and 4. I wasn't really doing that much passing. Tyus Jones kind of helped me out a little bit. Not many assists from any of us, man. This defensive game was crazy.
Tonight, it'll be the Washington Wizards going up against the Atlanta Hawks at State Farm Arena. Hi, everyone. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining us tonight, Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke. And reporting from the sidelines, our very own David Aldridge. Looking now at some numbers for him.
And the stat to look at is his steal total over the last 5 games. He's been focusing more on his defense, trying to be a disruptor, and it's made them a lot tougher on D.
So a look at the starters for the Wizards. Bagley is out there with Clint Capella. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Nembhard in at the 2 guard. And for Atlanta, Okongwu is out there with Markkanen. Then there's Bogdanovich. Then there's Cole Anthony. And it's Beal in at the shooting guard position. And for those teams, Greg, already out of the playoff picture, what are they focused on at this point?
Next season? I mean, look.
I'm not sure if we played a full, healthy Atlanta Hawks roster in Atlanta yet. The season's kind of getting kind of long, so I can't necessarily remember. But I don't remember playing the Hawks at full strength like this. Cole, Bradley, Lauri Markkanen, and they got their prodigy in Conley with his opportunity. It's just, it's wild to see what the reimagined Hawks look like. And there's no pressure here. There's literally no pressure in Atlanta. They can literally do whatever they want, and there's no, oh, you guys should have. There's no should have. If they're tanking, who cares? If they're in the playoffs, good for them. Doesn't matter.
And with this break, let's bring up the list of the dominant rookie rebounders in the NBA this season. You look at Johnson, third in rebounding, and what a physical presence inside.
And you know, rebounding was a skill.
It would really suck to end the week off losing to the Hawks, though. I'm not gonna lie. But Cole Anthony is bold. Cole Anthony is low-key like one of those people I'm gonna look back at many 2Ks later from now. Like, man, that 2K24 Cole Anthony, that nigga used to give me buckets. Like, I don't know why. He just does.
The quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. We're shooting the ball so well in this one. A great performance from the field. And we'll be right back after this.
Yeah, this is sort of a longer video just because we had that overtime game. And we have 4 whole games. And not only that, bro, I use that move in such a good context. It needs to be made every single time. But not only that, man, we've had some pretty good games, some pretty close games. This is like some real league pass no-look shit, man. Let me hit that. Ah, thank you.
The end of the quarter. Well, they trailed by a bunch, but once they got going, the comeback was on. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks, guys. With Quinn Snyder, Coach, they came at you offensively, so what has to change for you defensively?
Well, a lot, obviously, with everybody on the floor. You know, they're capable of doing this, but we're not. It's just too easy.
Got to tighten things up as we go along. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
Thanks for stopping by, y'all. First up on the show tonight, a quick look ahead of some upcoming games on the docket.
And for that game against the Pelicans, they're the favorites to win, but not by much. We say this a lot, but it's going to take a total team effort. I've said this many times before, but they'll need to play within themselves to minimize those mistakes.
Could be a bit of a trap game. We'll see. And we come back to the game at hand in the first half. Plenty to like for the Wizards.
You know, the entire coaching staff loves the way they're playing. Sharing is caring, and these guys are playing for one another right now. It's awesome to see.
Judging from the oohs and the ahs in the studio, I think we all agree.
Lane, that first half, got inside on demand.
Now, this guy is such a good finisher on the move, and so far the defense has not been able to counter it. Got to have the right focus and the right reads in the pick and roll, and Paul George making all the right decisions right now, slicing up the defense.
Here's Anthony, and it's blocked, and he keeps control of the ball. Anthony against Johnson, puts up a deep three. Atlanta with the rebound. Beal dishes to Anthony. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Capella's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Johnson, rebounded by the Hawks. Markkanen's got 14, 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow, wasted no time on that one. He's got 12.
Well, Bradley Beal works so hard to find the opportunities on the offensive end. He knows he's responsible to carry the load.
Johnson outside. A three. Basket made. That gives him.
So did y'all see who we was facing at halftime for the rest of the week? Bro, we have to have one of the hardest schedules, not because of who we play, because everybody play everybody, but the order it's in is so crazy. What the... Like, that should look like a Marvel movie poster when they said who he was playing against, man. So you're going to put up Zion, Ja, Giannis, and then Jalen Brunson. Like, what? All of them have winning records. Like, alright, bro. That's crazy. We just came off a 4-game week, which would be this right here, and you know, we just faced new look teams that basically want the top spot. They want our head, you know. New look Magic, new look Hawks, basically for the year. New look Hornets. Yeah, bro, this. I definitely feel the pressure now. Because I definitely feel the pressure to win those games. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, man. Hey, shout out to Alex Caruso, but... yeah, bro, you just going to have to get this work today, buddy. For anyone wondering, I'm wearing the Cobra One Church. That's from season 1 of the All-Time League. I just kind of carried it into this generation right here, because it was on another generation. Shout out to Paul George for the midi, but yeah, I think they look. I think some of the colorways look a little different on this generation compared to the other one. I'm not really sure what it is. I've had to look at some of my old stuff just because I'm posting on Instagram and I'm kind of starting from the ground up. So that's what my Instagram pretty much is. It's just like from the moment I started this YouTube channel, and it's going to be all the way into the present, but it's never going to catch up. That's kind of the whole point of my Instagram. It's never going to catch up to the present because the present's going to keep going further and further. So as I'm recapping what I've done years and years and years ago, I have to keep recapping. And while I'm recapping on IG, I'm going to keep creating on YouTube to where it's never going to catch up. So anyway, I'm saying all that to say I had to go back and look at some of the clips that I've had some of the Cobra ones in. And I do miss a few colorways, bro. I know, you know, if there's a shoe that's on one game and it goes to the next, they kind of just take away a few colorways just for data's sake, and add some new shoes, add some new colorways. So the shoe from before that you may have liked maybe has limited colorways now. That's kind of what happened with the Cobra ones. But I'm thinking about certain colorways that I had to see because I was recapping. And it was just like, bro, I kind of need to bring those into the new generation, bro. I forgot about the Cobra One Earths. Those was actually some of my favorite colorways. Was the Cobra One Earths. There was another one. Oh, the Cobra One Ice. I'm not sure if I made the Cobra One Ices, but I call it the Earth because I wore them on Earth Day. We beat some team, I forgot, but they're like brown and green and white, but bro, the combination of it just looks so ill, bro. I'm telling you. I wonder how. I really want to know how it looks in this new generation. And the Ice had the light blue. It was white and light blue at the bottom, bro. Oh my god. Jordan 11 legendary style.
Washington easily grabbing this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks a lot, guys. Marvin, the team's playing well of late. What's the difference?
We play together. We locked in. We worked on things on our days off. We just try to focus on them, and we came out and we executed it well. We're just playing together, man. We got to keep this thing going.
It's a good feeling, I'm sure, man. Congrats again on the win. Back to you.
So much, David. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. As New Balance presents our player of the game, the Cobra.
Yeah, so anyway, you got Markkanen. He kind of needs to get himself together. He's 3 for 12. That's terrible. Bradley Beal getting 30 points. And Kongwu actually doing pretty good. There's literally no defense on the Hawks, so I just did what I wanted to do the whole game. 40 points. Paul George with 21. I'm telling you, once he gets plus 20, bro, we're getting that dub. But yeah, I've been averaging a lot more lately. Hey, I'll let your boy.